let's start from last night and work our way back. Certainly with the 49ers, there was no doubt there. But I think the story, and I don't know if it's going to be the story, but I would like to at least push that agenda, and that is the brilliance of Brock Purdy. Because Brock Purdy is an MVP in a variety of ways. He makes less than $1 million, so that helps them with the salary cap. That covers up the embarrassment of Trey Lance, and that can't be understated. But what he does when he's out there, and yes, does he have a lot of weapons? Yes. Does he have a very good defense? Yes. But they've had quarterbacks there in front of him, before him, and didn't get the same results. Kyle Shanahan has somebody that he can pretty much channel his inner Kyle Shanahan to. And Brock Purdy has been a wonderful, wonderful quarterback. Last night you saw that in a matchup with Dak Prescott. And you're probably going to get this question today. And I don't even know if it's fair, but you'll get this question today. Who would you rather have, Brock Purdy or Dak Prescott? Well, it's really no debate. Certainly not right now. Now, you look at the age and the cost, but also the efficiency. I mean, Brock Purdy plays good football. Brock Purdy would be one of those quarterbacks from the 70s. He doesn't have to throw it a lot. He's going to be economical. He's going to be Bart Starr. He's going to be Bob Greasy. You're just going to have that, solid performance you can always count on, and then you're going to run the ball and you're going to play good defense. They simplify this. They got a good offensive line, good defensive line, and you got some playmakers there. And you saw that last night. I don't know if the Cowboys should be up there, power rankings, if you buy into that. Because when they're great, they're really great. But when they're bad, they're bad. And last night, they were bad. Here is Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys head coach.
Well, explanation, a very humbling loss, clearly, stating the obvious. I think the biggest thing is I just had a quick reflection on the 5 games that we played in. It's been a wide range of performance, as wide as a range that I could ever recall in a 5-week period.
So I don't know how good they are. There's a few teams where you're just not quite sure. Are the Dolphins great? Are the Bills great? Cowboys great? Or are they just good? Are the Lions great? The Niners seem to be great. The Eagles, they're good, great-ish. Kansas City, I have no idea. They keep you in every game. You start to look around and you go, I don't know. Do we have a great team? San Francisco appears to be. But Eagles, that was a good win. But, the Rams kept it close there. They don't give you style points here. It's not like college football. You just win. That's it. Like if an NFL team was winning the way USC was winning, it wouldn't hurt their power rankings, I don't think. People just say, man, you got to try. Like the Dolphins, you got to outscore them. I don't know how good their defense is. The offense is really good. And the 2 quarterbacks who aren't getting sacked this year, Patrick Mahomes and Tua Tagovailoa. So there is a correlation there. But back to Brock Purdy. These are great numbers. These are MVP-like numbers. Now, a lot of times you'll have a young quarterback, and he doesn't throw the ball downfield, 15, 20, 25 yards. Brock Purdy wants to throw the ball downfield. Now, the MVP usually comes from one of the top 2 seeds in each conference. It's a quarterback award. In the last 10 years, in 15 of the last 16 years, a quarterback has been MVP. And for the last 10 years, the quarterback is from one of the 2 top seeds in the conference. That does bode well for Brock Purdy. Now, you're looking at the quarterbacks. It'll be Purdy, Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, and Tua Tagovailoa. Those are the top quarterbacks. Brock Purdy is completing 72% of his pass, so he's first in that. He's first in touchdown to interception ratio. He's second in yards per pass attempt at just over 9 yards behind Tua. Third in passing yards. First in team margin of victory. They're winning by almost 20 points per game. These numbers courtesy of Peter King. But you have a bargain here. So I factor in his salary, how he's playing, covers up for the Trey Lance mess, and they're the best team right now. And it looks like the NFC is probably going to go through San Francisco. As for the Dallas Cowboys, It feels like every week's a referendum on Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott. Now, we were hailing Micah Parsons as, Lawrence Taylor in waiting. Maybe we wait just a little bit longer on that. Wonderful player, but they had everything going. Boy, they know how to dial up a defense and all of those things. But it came down to San Francisco had an answer for everything. And it looked like Kyle Shanahan, when you go into a test and you watch somebody and they're filling out everything and you go, damn, did he get the test before everybody else did? That's what it felt like last night with Kyle Shanahan. It's like, hey, did he get the answers to the test? Because he's filling out his paper real quickly here. I'm still stuck on question number 2. 877-3DP Show. Email address dp@danpatrick.com. Twitter handle @DP Show. We say good morning to our radio affiliates around the country as well. iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio. What kind of poll question do you have today, Seton?
I love that Brock Purdy is so good he's made Kyle Shanahan a genius again. I love that. That storyline had disappeared a little bit.
Yeah.
But now look at what he's doing with Brock Purdy. I mean, this guy's a genius.
Is Kyle Shanahan a genius again? Yeah. By the way, here is Dak Prescott on stating the obvious.
Didn't see it coming. As you said, put everything into this and got punched in the mouth. Called a couple of weeks ago, humbling against Arizona. But this may be the most humbling game I've ever been a part of.
Not all those interceptions are on him, but that'll be a focal point. This might be more about the Cowboys today, nationally, than it will be the 49ers. And it should be about the 49ers and certainly Brock Purdy. But trying to find, I would say, that second-best team, I'd say the Eagles are still that second-best team in the NFC. But the AFC is supposed to be balanced, and it is, because I don't know if there's a great team. Kansas City did what Kansas City is supposed to do, go on the road and pick up a big win. The Bills go to London. We're ready to go, okay, here come the Bills. And then all of a sudden, Jacksonville acts like we thought Jacksonville was going to act in the preseason. The Bengals get a win. And yes, it's a win against Arizona. But the way Arizona has played, and you're playing at Arizona, that's a big win. And I watched a lot of this, and all I watched was Joe Burrow's footwork. That was it. And it was much better. He seemed healthier. And, but you're still trying to figure out how healthy is he and how healthy can he be. Here's Joe Burrow.
Big for that exact reason, like you said. It's something I haven't been able to do for the last couple of weeks. So when your quarterback can't do that, can't steal first downs, can't extend the play a little bit to find some guys, it's tough to move the ball. So it felt good today. I'm going to continue to get healthier.
Yeah, well, you hope he's going to. By the way, the odds to win the MVP this year. You guys want to take a guess? I just gave a glowing review of Brock Purdy and what he's done, and all he does is win.
Top 3, Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy is 3rd.
Oh. That's a big jump, though.
Yeah, it is. Well, he's 3rd, tied with Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts.
That's insulting.
His teammate Christian McCaffrey is also in there. Patrick Mahomes is your slight MVP favorite, according to DraftKings, followed by Tua Tagovailoa. Okay. Also, I have updated over-under wins. I don't know if there's anybody that you're curious about. How about Fritzy's Broncos, who lost to the Jets? Whew. God, you imagine if you had lost that bet to Paulie for Meat Friday? You wouldn't be eating for a long time.
We got a couple of Chiefs games coming up over the next 3 games.
Not good. The Broncos over-under this year. Marvin, I'm going to start with you. I'll get to Fritzy last.
4.5.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. It didn't need to.
Solid.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I like how the game was just another game to Nathaniel Hackett until after the game was over. Then it meant a whole lot more. He got the game ball there. Here is Sean Payton. Here is the question included.
Coach, do you regret, though, those comments, making those comments?
I already addressed that, though, and it's a fair question, but I think we already addressed that the next day.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Did Nathaniel Hackett ever lose 70-20, Coach?
Yeah. Thank you, Todd. How do you feel about your Broncos?
It's embarrassing. Both teams should be embarrassed, but Denver in particular, the Mile High Magic left many years ago. You got to win that game if you're going to get to 5-6 wins or whatever you think you're going to get. And they haven't beaten the Chiefs like the last 18 times they played them, and they got two of the next three against them.
Okay. All right.
You're never going to win the Super Bowl like this.
No, you don't.
Very unlikely.
Yeah. We'll talk to Tom Curran. He covers the Patriots. The worst loss of Bill Belichick's coaching career has been followed by the second worst loss of Bill Belichick's coaching career.
Improvements.
Which may actually be worse than the worst loss because it followed the worst loss, according to Tom Curran. Yeah, Paulie.
By the way, I was watching a lot of Jets-Broncos. Jets are a very confusing team. They got a Breece Hall,
Bryce Hall.
Bryce Hall. They got two Williamses. They've got two Wilsons. Very confusing team, especially on radio. I don't know who's who.
By the way, Breece Hall, where'd he go to school?
Iowa State.
Who was his quarterback?
Brock
Hello!
Purdy.
How did they not win the national championship?
People are still asking that one.
Oh, dang.
Here is Bill Belichick after the loss yesterday, benching his quarterback.
Bill, what went into the decision to sit down Mac there in the later stages of the game?
At the end of the third quarter. So,
Is he still your quarterback going forward?
yeah, there was a lot of problems. It certainly wasn't all him.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems. Like, yeah, he's still my quarterback, or yeah, there's a lot of problems, or is it both? Here is Mac Jones on being benched yesterday.
Mac, with the results being what they are, and you finish 2 straight weeks ending the game on the bench, do you start to feel like you're playing to keep your job?
Like I said earlier, just trying to do better as an offense. We didn't score any points, so that's the important part, scoring points and executing your job, and I try to just execute my job.
Okay. I wouldn't use the word execute because that could take on another meaning. I think it was John McKay. Was he Tampa Bay's head coach?
Yeah.
And he was asked about, how did you think about your team's, what do you think about your team's execution? He goes, I'm all for it. Yeah, they had some problems back then when he was coaching. Yes, Paul?
You're talking about Mac Jones and how young quarterbacks should be more careful. That's the one thing he doesn't have, it feels like. He was really efficient his first year in the pros. Yeah. It feels like he's a gunslinger without the ability. Maybe that's the right phrase, because it feels like when he tries to make those plays, they always go bad.
Well, you can be a gunslinger of sorts at Alabama, but he has no weapons. Like, he has no bullets. He's got a gun, but that's it. He's not scaring anybody. And with Bill, it feels helpless in New England. It really does. If you said I could be a Patriot fan now or a Bears fan, I'd rather be a Bears fan because at least I have a couple of picks coming up. And I might have Caleb Williams and maybe Marvin Harrison. Arizona feels a little more hopeful than New England. Yes,
what are we doing, Dan?
Wait, are you being Belichick here?
What are you doing?
Would you rather be a Patriots fan moving forward for the next 3 years, or an Arizona Cardinal fan, or a Chicago Bear fan?
I would, of those 3 choices,
yes.
I would take the Patriots 35,000 times out of 35,000.
Okay. Todd, would you rather be a Patriots fan, a Bears fan, or a Cardinal fan for the next 3 years?
I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay. Marvin?
Oh, Patriots.
Oh, okay.
Because at 39, you know what I've seen? 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but the next 3 years.
Oh, I'll be okay.
You don't get a scrapbook here. You
don't?
No.
So the idea is, in the next 3 years, the Bears and the Cardinals are going to figure it out. That's what you're saying.
No, but I'm also saying the Patriots aren't going to figure it out either.
I would put my faith in Bill Belichick and the Patriots than I would in anybody else.
Okay.
Both of those teams are turning over their front of office over and over and over again.
Yep, and they're going to get it right.
This time in the next 3 years, they got it. They figured it out.
Maybe the Bears bring in Bill Belichick.